Hi, welcome to the channel. Well, today we're going to try a race car build. Behind our subject car are, of course, two new to me cars from Expanded and Enhanced, and I've had no time to build them at all. They're all maxed out and just waiting to go. So, subject car, of course, the D5, and I had somewhere between 4 and 6 comments from viewers, I think mostly subscribers, who said, "We've built the C6R car that raced around Le Mans, the endurance car." And I remember going to Le Mans. It turned out it was a bit earlier. I think it was the C5, presumably C5R, that I heard thundering round, and it's a noise I will never forget. Now, most of the people who built it said not sure if it works, because obviously this isn't really made to be the race car. But I thought, well, why don't we just give it a go? Let's just see what it's like. For the grille, there's a lot more plastic pieces on the grille that the race car has. It doesn't have the horizontal one, but it has so many vertical ones and a hex mesh. So I thought I'd go center grille. For the hood, the one I'm going for is the center vented hood. And the reason is there is a bigger than this vent and a large bulge on the race car hood. I think for the lights, I probably would put xenons on. They are sort of the top technology really for the period, so I'm sure they would have been on there. For the livery, this is why, of course, so many people were tempted to make this car, is that we have the Zero Racing livery. So let's pop that on. Moving on to the mirrors, secondary is set at the moment at classic black. I quite like the tiny bit of sponsorship logo on there and the shiny effect over the carbon. I'm going to try and leave it secondary unless that goes wrong. If it goes wrong, we'll use carbon. Onto the rear diffuser. I like this plastic lipped diffuser. And I can go plastic, or of course I can go carbon, but I think whatever I do at the back, I should do at the front and just keep it matched. So I'll go plastic. It's just the carbon weave always looks a bit, I don't know, a bit out of scale to me slightly when we put them on the cars. I just want one solid piece. Well, I can't have that, but I do want to at least avoid all of these pieces. So we go plastic lipped diffuser. Now I realized I forgot the exhaust. Now I'm looking at the exhaust. We need side exhausts and we can't have them. I did think that somehow these twin rounded bores looked a bit better for a race car. The only reason is that having extra tips like quad exhausts is usually just a fanciful thing for road cars, splitting one pipe into two right at the end. And race cars don't usually bother with that sort of thing. So I think a more workmanlike exhaust would work there. So sorry for missing that out. Onto the respray. The primary colour is a crew colour. It's the same one I used on the car behind now, the GT1 car, which was, of course, a road car to celebrate these race cars. And it's halfway between race yellow and normal yellow. I would say if you don't like it or you can't do crew colours, just simply select the race yellow. So I'm going to leave the secondary as a classic black. There's no pearlescent. The crew emblem cannot go on the bonnet. I might have done it otherwise, but it clashes with the logo. Onto the skirts. These should be a sort of yellow body colour, but because the livery goes so much further forward on here, I guess that really means a black body colour. And I want the bigger skirts I can that don't have a wing, and that's the secondary extended skirts. So I think they're pretty good, and I'm just going to leave them like that. Onto the splitters at the front. As I went plastic at the back, I'll go plastic at the front. And I would say that this plastic lip splitter is already sort of bigger than the one on the race car. So whilst you might think about going for something like, the extended splitter down here, because wow, that looks racy, but it doesn't stick out that far on the race car. So I'm going plastic lip splitter there. She's a bit boring. I think I've used it on all of them. When it comes to the spoiler, I'm going to run through backwards to end up with the right one. All these ones that look, some of those look like they've come off. Is it a certain Japanese car? It's now eluded me. And that one, they just look wrong. That one looks wrong. When you get here to this sport spoiler, because we've got central struts, I think it starts to look better. And then we're on to the ducktail. So it has to be a sport spoiler. And it's really which finish do you think works? I actually looked at the pictures quite a bit and thought I could see quite a bit of shine or paint to the spoiler, so I'm actually going to go secondary on there. I'm actually very relieved that it's black all along the bottom, otherwise I would have had to have had the secondary as the yellow, and then I wouldn't be able to do the shiny paint elsewhere. The suspension, obviously we're going all the way down, that's easy. And for the wheels, interesting, there's two choices, I think. I can't wait, there's always something in the comments, it doesn't matter what I choose, but anyway. The first one would be to go with the synthetic Z. The reason it's a spoke pattern, the general look of the wheel is perfect. But we've got a very low profile tyre around here, and a lot of racing tyres are a higher profile, as is the C6.R. So despite the perfect spoke pattern, I'm not going to use that one. The one I'm going to use is in tuner, and it's at the very end. It's called Rally Master. I know the spokes are a little bit more symmetrical. It won't be so obvious when we paint it black, but we've got a much more realistic looking tyre on there. So let's paint them black. Then let's see what sort of tyre design we can have. Hi, welcome back. Well, when I came to do the video, I found that I'd run out of disk space, so it had not recorded the last bit. But of course, we were just putting on our tyre writing, and I was going to tell you no tinted windows. So this is the final result. I managed to get a bit of outside sunshine for a change. I'd really like to know everybody's opinion on this car, your real honest opinion, because I know the people who built it, a lot of people said to me, it's okay, but you know, you can't really replicate the race car properly on this. And now that I've built it, I do agree with that sentiment. I mean, it looks more like a race car than the GT1, which I'm about to park next to, which was the first one I built, which is of course simply a paint and stickers job on a C6 to celebrate the C6R. So I suppose they make quite a good pair together. I do think, though, as I've said before, that the ZR1 here, I do think that just comes out a lot better. The ZR1 already had a black roof, even if it didn't have the hoop behind in body colour. That was black as well. You know, you can get pretty close with this car. Not too bad with things like a 50th anniversary, but a lot of them need painted roofs, as does the race car. To be honest, as does the GT1. So that makes this one here, which I think I'm going to repaint for you in some different interesting colours. That is my favourite. Not too sure what to think about this. Let me know down below. Did you make it? What do you think of it? Did you use these parts? And if this was your fourth D5, would you keep it? Would you take it back to LSC and get rid of it? As usual, like, subscribe, all the good things, and thank you so much for watching.